I see you out there. Late night emails, snack breaks when you can, deadlines coming out of your fucking ears. It's a lot. And if you're like me, you've probably hit that point at some point in your business where you've thought, I can't do all of this. I can't fucking do it on my own anymore. But let me guess, the idea of hiring help, particularly a virtual assistant, as opposed to someone that comes in your office every day, feels like a completely whole other project that you just do not have time for. Am I right? I'm going to break it down for you. No fluff, no sugarcoating. I just want to demystify a VA onboarding process and help you kind of overcome your fear of outsourcing, hopefully. So, what really happens when you hire a VA, the no bullshit version? Welcome back to Outsourced AF. I'm Lucy. I'm a virtual assistant, and I am here to help you with your outsourcing issues. So, why do people hesitate to hire help? I mean, there's 1,000 million reasons why this could be the case, but I want to start with why most parents in business probably hesitate to hire help. And I'm imagining that probably the main reason is that there's a fear of being burned. Maybe you've outsourced before, maybe it was a business coach, a social media manager, or even a babysitter, and it hasn't worked out. The trust was broken. They didn't deliver on what they were going to do for you. I get that. Second, a lot of people I speak to will say they don't know what they would outsource. They don't know, they know in their head that they need to outsource, but they don't know what it is that they need to outsource. They struggle to kind of break their business down into little segments and they don't know how to outsource. And I get that as well. When you're in the thick of running a business and you're managing family at the same time, everything feels equally urgent and it's really hard to step back and figure out what pieces someone else can take off your plate. And the big one is they feel like they've got too much mess to hire a VA. They feel like their whole business is just a shit show. They wouldn't know where to start, what to do. They've got no systems. They've got a complete lack of systems. They'll probably scare someone off. They're chaotic. Everything is half finished. Their inbox is overflowing and they just feel like it's coming into a house. It's like the situation with when you have a cleaner in your house. Some people will feel the need to clean their house before the cleaner comes because they're worried that their house is too much of a mess for the cleaner. That's kind of their job. So, and that's not disrespecting cleaners. But you know, if you're hiring a cleaner, it's because you need your house cleaned. If you're hiring a VA, it's because you need some help in your business. Do not worry about your systems being a shit show and you being a bit of a chaotic mess and that putting you off hiring someone to help you. We all need help from time to time. So no VA worth their salt is going to be scared of a little mess. In fact, we thrive on it. It's what our jobs are. So what does a VA do? Again, this one is a very broad term, and I say that because there are people that fall under the virtual assistant umbrella but do not call themselves virtual assistants, and that is completely their choice. I will sometimes refer to myself as a freelancer rather than a virtual assistant. And the reason that I call myself a freelancer is that freelancer to me kind of encompasses more of a broader range of things that I do. Virtual assistant to me screams admin, and I do more than admin. I probably fall more under what they call an online business manager because I will come in and I will help and work with businesses sort out their systems, their processes, their SOPs. I will help them. I will work alongside them to get them organized, not just do a checklist of admin tasks that they need me to do. I can do that as well. But that's again where I feel like my role doesn't fit 100% under that VA umbrella. So I will sometimes refer to myself as a freelancer. However, I will also refer to myself as a social media manager because some people will want specific things doing on social media and I do social media. I do not reference myself as a social media marketer because I think that falls under the whole broad spectrum of marketing, and I do not do marketing. But what I will do is I will manage your socials. So I will manage your engagement, your scheduling. I can create content. I can help with a strategy, but if you've got one in place already, then that's amazing. I can just help enhance it. But again, I don't classify myself as a social media marketer because I think that they are two different beasts. A marketer is someone that works with, your sales funnel. They will work with a team. They will look at everything in terms of, what do we need to do with your socials and where does that fall in your marketing, your overall scheme of your business? Where is that leading to? I don't do that. But again, what I can do is your content, get your engagement up, we can create a community, all of that bump. So I will sometimes refer to myself as a manager of social media. I also refer to myself as a podcast manager because I deal with podcasts. I'm a podcaster. I love podcasting. And I will help with launches. I can do launches of podcasts. I do editing of podcasts. So you can kind of see where this kind of falls into a bit of a messy field as to what a VA does. VA, again, like I say, to me, screams that they just do admin. Again, there are VAs out there that do everything a bit like me, but still call themselves VAs. I just prefer the term freelancer because I think it kind of encompasses the VA, the podcast, and the social media work that I do. You've got online business managers, again, like I say, that are specifically there just to kind of work alongside your business and sort your business out. We've got people that are tech VAs. So tech VAs are people that will specifically work with creating systems for you, i.e. they will specialize in something like ClickUp, Asana, Notion. They will do website design, they will do website creation, they will do all of the back end for you. There are so many things that a VA does. It's just difficult to kind of pin down specifics on what a VA does. But basically what I'm trying to get at is that a VA isn't someone that just checks off tasks like a robot. They can be if that is what you want them to do. So it depends on how hands off or hands on you want to be with your business. And this is the beauty of a virtual assistant. And this is why a good virtual assistant should always do a discovery call with their clients. When I do a discovery call with a new client or a potential client, I will have a 45-minute call with them as to what is it they want? How is it that I can make a difference in their business? Can I do what they want me to do? Generally don't work with clients that need just the checkbox task thing. I am more of a partner in their business. That's just how I do it. But again, there are VAs out there that are happy to just have, a weekly set of lists. I need to do this. There you go. Done. I need to do this. Done. That's fine. You do you. So, yeah, we are there to support you strategically, however you need us to support you. But there are different VAs for different things, as I've mentioned, and it's finding that right VA for you. You do not need to have one VA for everything. You could have 3 or 4 VAs working together with you. You could have someone managing your inbox, someone doing your scheduling. You could have someone doing your social, someone doing your marketing. You can have so many different aspects of the VA world coming into your business to help you. Then there are like unicorn VAs like myself that can do a multitude of things or a couple of things. So the point of this is that you need to have a discovery call with a VA, and you need to have, my personal thing is that I need to have a rapport with the client and the client needs to have a rapport with me. If we do not have a rapport, it doesn't matter whether I can do the work for them because we're not going to work well together. So it's no different to when you hire someone to come and do your garden in the summer, for example. If you have a workman in your house, if there's a bit of an atmosphere or they're a bit off or you feel that there's something a bit off, you wouldn't hire that tradesperson. Don't hire the VA. Wait until you find that VA that is right for your business, right for you, that gels with you. That is the point. So like I said, we're there to support you strategically. So again, this might mean your inbox, scheduling social posts, organizing your onboarding process for new hires, or even personal tasks. I've helped plan children's birthdays before, if that's what you need. We can plan holidays, we can book travel, we can do all of this for you. It's what you need in your business that's going to make your life easier. And it's important to remember that a VA isn't a mind reader or a miracle worker. Can't fix broken systems unless you give us the tools and the authority to do so. So we're not going to magically solve everything overnight, but this is again going back to the gelling and why both partners need to work clearly, because we need to be able to clearly communicate and we need to be onboarded correctly together. So when I onboard my clients, I have a very specific process. I have forms, I have questionnaires to make sure that we've got everything we need to be able to work well together. So what should onboarding look like? It's not supposed to be chaos. So a lot of parents and a lot of businesses will tell me that they will feel overwhelmed just even thinking about onboarding someone into their business. And I get that because it's stressful for me sometimes as well, onboarding a new client. I always panic, have I got the right thing? Did I send this? Did I do this? You know, we're human. It happens. Onboarding a VA isn't about dumping everything onto them all at once. It's a process. And when you hire a good VA, we will onboard you. We will guide you through this. We don't need to be onboarded into your business. You're kind of onboarded into our business, if that makes sense. So we will take you through our onboarding procedure. We can obviously follow your, if you've got things that we need to sign and we need to do and we need to log into systems and stuff, obviously that is done as part of the onboarding process. But good VAs have their own onboarding process that incorporates your onboarding process, so we can get all of the information from you to be able to onboard each other so that it's organized. So we kind of take that off you. And part of our job, as I said, is to help you get organized. So a good onboarding process starts with a clear conversation about your needs, what's draining you, what would make a difference in your day-to-day life. You don't need to have all the answers straight away. That's what the VA is there for. And sometimes you can start with one thing, thinking, I just need someone to manage my email. You work together for a few months. You think, yeah, they're really good. I like this person. I like this VA. I'm going to give her some more tasks. So eventually the job might evolve. We don't need to have it all figured out in that one phone call. But once you've identified those key tasks that are going to make it easier for you, onboarding them just becomes a process of setting up the access, sharing expectations together, creating a workflow, how we're going to work together. Do you use a project management tool? Do you need one setting up? We've got project management tools that we work with. Do you want to be set up on our project management tools? That's kind of that workflow. And the part that most people miss is that onboarding isn't just about the VA learning your systems. It's about you learning to let go and trust your VA. And that is often the hardest part for businesses that are so used to doing everything themselves. But once you do let go, it will be worth it. So I want to share how I onboard my clients, because I know it can feel a bit intimidating if you've never done an onboarding before. So when I work with a new business, I have a discovery call with them first of all. So an inquiry will come into me saying, we're looking for a potential virtual assistant, for example. I will arrange a discovery call with them. On that discovery call, I will basically let them tell me what it is that they think they need. And I will tell them a little bit about myself, my skills, how I can help them, can I support them. If I feel like it's something that I can do and we can work together as a good partnership, then I will then send over all of the legal stuff to actually bring them on as a new client. So that will be the contract. If they've got anything they need me to sign, so I've had to sign NDAs before, I will sign their forms as well, but I will send them a contract and I will send them my terms and conditions for them to read through. I will send them any policies that I need to send them. And once they've signed the contract and they've agreed to the terms, that's it. They're done. We are good to go. We can now onboard you. I will then arrange for an onboarding call. So I will send them a link for an onboarding call. They will book it to suit them. During that time, before the onboarding call, I will also send them a client portal. I use Notion, and my client portal has everything that they need in it. So I'm going to show you kind of a demo of one of my client portals, just so you can kind of see what is actually involved in a client portal. So this is a kind of a draft version. It's obviously not my live one because I don't want to show you too much personal info. This is just a template that I brought from Etsy for Notion, but this is a kind of example of one of my client portals. So when I've onboarded you and I've sent all your contracts and everything, it's been signed, I will set you up with your client portal. So I will put your name in here. I will put any documentation in here that we need, and then I will create a new portal for you. So once this portal is created, this will be then sent to you as my client. That's going to take ages to load up, so I think I've got one loaded already. Here we go. So this is what it would look like. So this is kind of the dashboard. So this is what it would look like. This is the dashboard. We've got a little space for messages here, so I can write little messages. Hi, you can write back. I can put any important dates for meetings that we've got as well. And then I will put any details like payments. So I will put invoices here as well. And you can see that it's all nicely laid out here as well. So we've got like an introduction to the business. I'll put all of it here, what we need to do, my working hours, all of this. Obviously, again, this is a template, so this isn't me. My questionnaire. So this is the questionnaire that I talked about before. So I will get my new clients to fill in this as to what it is that they're needing. What do they need to do? What apps do they prefer? I'll link their contract that they've signed as well. So that will go in here. And then this is for tasks. So we can work together on this, or I will just use it for myself. If they don't want to use Notion, that's fine. If they've got their own project management system, again, that's absolutely fine. But I will send my own tasks out here. So once they've assigned something to me or I need to do something for them, it goes in here and it just moves across when needed. If I'm not working on a retainer with them, I will track their work hours. So all of this will go in here, how much we're billing, and then any payments will also be logged in here once that's done. And then we've got account access. So this is where they can fill in their sort of account details if they want to. And I will also hyperlink to Bitwarden, which is the password sharing site that I recommend. There's a link for that below. This isn't the most secure way of sharing passwords. I wouldn't personally do this. I would just hyperlink to Bitwarden and they can fill their passwords in for me on there. And then again, we've got meetings. So if we've got any meetings that are scheduled, and then feedback once they're leaving me, which hopefully they don't, they can fill in a quick feedback form. So that is a portal, and I will fill all of this in for them. So there's nothing that you need to fill in. That's just showing you an example of how I onboard a client. So they will have access to that. We'll have the onboarding call where we'll go through any final bits. I will obviously have their portal in front of me then as well, so I can see their form, their questionnaire, and I can go through it and make sure I have everything that I need in order to start work. We will agree a start date, and that's it. Done. Nice and simple. And on the kind of the kickoff call as well, again, we will double check your pain points. So what success looks like for you. Maybe I can then go away and create a custom plan for you. So maybe that means taking over your email inbox. How do you like me to respond? How do you want me to organize your calendar? How do you want me to do your blog content? That is what a kickoff call is. And a good VA, again, will check in regularly with you. They'll make sure that the systems they've set up are actually working for you. Our goal, or my goal certainly, is to make your life easier and not to add more stress to you. So I want to talk now about how to kind of effectively outsource. So I have 3 tips. Start small. If the idea of outsourcing everything all in one go feels so fucking overwhelming you don't know where to start, I want you to start with maybe 1 or 2 tasks. Maybe it's just email, maybe it's just scheduling social media. Once you can see how much time that frees up for you, you'll probably be more comfortable delegating more. And again, like I say, this is a working relationship. It's a partnership. So work with your VA. If you're happy with what they're doing, give them more stuff. Give them more work. Communicate clearly. So be upfront with your expectations and don't be afraid to give feedback. A good VA will welcome your input and your feedback because it helps us do our job better. If you're not communicating with your VA, do not come to them in 3 months' time or a week's time, even after you've done a task, and say to them, why was this not done? I needed this. Or, don't expect them to guess what it is that you want them doing. If it's not been mentioned to them or it's not been offered to them, it's not been discussed with them, we're not mind readers. We can offer to help, but we need to be kind of hold what it is that you need to do. What's going to help you. Do not come back to your VA in 6 months' time and say, oh, I can't believe this wasn't done, if you're not responding to them on email or you're not responding to their Slack messages. That's not a good working relationship. You both need to be communicating with each other. Focus on ROI. Remember, outsourcing is an investment. The time and mental energy that you save by outsourcing will pay off in the long run financially. So VAs generally, you might bulk at some of their prices. My prices for me, I'll be completely upfront, start at £35 an hour, UK pounds an hour. I do have offers where, sometimes I'll offer 3 hours for less than the hourly rate. Occasionally, or I can do retainer packages where you buy time rather than hourly rates. There's a difference in what you're going to get with a £5 an hour VA and a £30 an hour VA. It doesn't mean that they're any less good at the work, but generally you're probably dealing with different time zones. You're probably dealing with language barriers. Think about that when you're picking and choosing a VA. Think of what you're going to be able to do with that extra time, whether it's growing your business or whether it's going to be spending more time with your children. So, yeah, are you ready to stop feeling overwhelmed? And hopefully you're ready to start outsourcing like a pro. I promise you, it's not as scary as it seems, and the payoff will be huge for you. It will give you more time, it will give you less stress, and a business that runs better than it did before. So if you're ready to take that step, I'd love to show you how it works. Book a chat with me today. There's a link in the show notes. And yeah, let's create a plan for you that works for your business and your family.